So hello everyone, this is lecture 6 for thermal physics. In the last lecture we have discussed the 1D case, 2D case and 3D cases, all of the cases, and we have find the RMS speed and the average speed and the most probable speed for all the three cases, and we done up to here. Now we need to see the curve, which kind of curve we get for the one dimension. So it is something like minus infinity to infinity, you will get some bell type structure. So for this means this is temperature 1. If you increase the temperature, this curve will become wide and the spread. And this is if Vx tends to infinity, Fvx tends to 0, and it is tending to 0 for the plus infinity and minus infinity. So, and if this is given in some question that this is T1, this is T2, then you must know that this T2 is greater than T1, because for higher temperatures this curve will become wide here and the down from here. So you must remember this graphs, because question will be framed from directly from these graphs and the speeds. So you must know. Let's see now distribution function in terms of momentum. So for the 3D cases we are seeing, means in the terms of velocity and the velocity space, we defined our distribution function this way. Means the particles between v and v plus dv, the particles will be this. Now if you need, means see, with each velocity there will be momentum associated with each particle. So the total number of particles with having some p momentum is the momentum space. They will have the same number of particles, so we can write nv dv as np dp. Now to remove these terms, we know p equal to mv, so dp will give you m dv and dv equal to dp by m. Now in place of v, write p by m, in place of dv, write dp by m. You will get your momentum in the momentum space, your distribution function. So this will be equal to this. Now the probability function in the momentum terms, it will be this divided by n. So dn by n will give you your probability function in terms of momentum. So this is the same case, because with every particle there will be momentum associated and the velocity associated and the energy also associated. So we can find the probability function in terms of energy, velocity or the momentum. Now let's see in terms of the energy. At first, if they ask you that what is the most probable momentum, so what you will do, you just put dfp by dp equal to 0, just we did for the most probable velocity, you will get your most probable momentum. Now in terms of the energy, so same with every particle, the energy is also associated, so you can write it as NE and to remove these terms, so E equal to half mv square. From here the V will be under 2e by m and dv will be de by under 2me. So just replace v and dv by these terms and you will get your energy distribution function, that will be this. Now again they can ask you, and this is asked in the exam, that find the most probable energy. So that will equal to half kT, and how you find this? This dn divided by n will give you whatever the function, just put derivate that with respect to E and put it equal to 0 to find the most probable energy, and that will give you half kT. This will be your answer. EMP as half kT. Now let's see some questions. Before seeing some question, you must know in the one dimension we know the average speed is 0, and if you take Vx, Vy and average of these, they will also came out to be 0, because separately you will calculate, it will give you 0. So you must remember these are the properties to solve the questions. And for also Vx, Vy, Vz, the average will be 0. But Vx square, Vy square, Vz square, this is something like RMS, so it will give you kVt by m. So RMS speed you know under root kt by m, so it will be this kt by m. So you must remember these results. Let's see what kind of question can be framed from this. So find the mean value of this. Vx minus alpha Vy plus beta Vz square. So how you can do that? Just expand it first. Vx square plus alpha square Vy square plus beta square means a square plus b square plus c square plus 2ab plus 2bc plus 2ca. So you will get this expression. Now individually you will calculate the average. So first this for average and this average. So average of Vx, Vy will give you 0, average of Vy, Vz will give you 0, and average of this will give you 0. And only thing is remaining, this is constant, this will be outside. So average of Vx square, Vy square, Vz square. And we know this is kt by m, so this is kt by m and kt by m, kt by m. Take this kt by m common, it will be 1 plus alpha square plus beta square kt by m. This will be your answer. So there can be many means many kind of forms can be framed. Means so you can use these expressions to find the average. So you must remember. Now there is this question, and this is asked in the just 2021. An ideal gas at temperature T is composed of particles of mass m with x component of velocity Vx. The average of Vx is. Now see, we know the average in one dimension for simply Vx is 0, but this time it is given as mode. So what is the benefit of, or what the difference this mode make? See, now the function we have taken become even, because Vx Fvx will give you a even function. So now you can calculate this, because minus infinity to infinity, that will be not odd now, and you will just use the integral form and it will give you 2 kt by pi m. So I gave you all the integral formula, so you can use them. Now this time this will be some value, because this time it is mode. So minus components also become positive, so that's why you are getting something average. Now this is also question asked, a gas is in equilibrium at temperature T. Using kinetic theory of gases, compute the following quantity. So we need to find this. So you know what is this? Means this is in 3D cases it is given. So average means average speed is under root kT by m. We calculated all these results in the earlier classes. So you must know that we discussed everything which is related to the question asked. So that's why you must see the lectures very carefully. So this will give you under root 8 kT by pi m. So square will give you 8 kT by pi m. Now this individual squares we just find. So this is mod x average square. So mod x average is this 2 kT by pi m under root. So this will give you 2 kT by pi m, and this will also give you same thing. So you will just take the ratio, it will give you 4 by 3. So you must see the lectures, previous lectures very carefully, because all questions are based on them. And same, they can ask you the average of these kind of expressions also. Vx plus alpha vy square. So you must remember direct result, that is 1 plus alpha square kT by m. Vx plus vy square is 2 kT by m. Alpha vx plus beta vx is alpha square plus beta square kT by m. So you can find the average also from here using these results. So you will get the same thing, and you must remember these results. The question can be asked as if mass is given of some particle and of gas, and temperature is given, you need to find the Vrms. So it will be under root 3 kT by m. So direct formula based question can be asked. Now question can be, this question is also asked, for hydrogen RMS speed is given Vh at 500 Kelvin, and for helium RMS speed is given as V helium at 2000 Kelvin, and you need to find the relation between the Vh and the Vhe. So we will use this formula, just divide Vh divided by Vhe. So it will be 3 k, means you have to take the ratio of T by m. So T is 500 Kelvin for hydrogen and mass is 1 unit, so it is 500 by 1, and for the helium it is 2000 divided by helium mass is 4, so it will give you again 500. So you will have the same ratio T by m for the both of them. So it will give you the Vh divided by Vhe as equal to 1. So Vh will be equal to Vhe. Now there is this question. This question asked in GATE 2020. Most probable energy in 3D. So we already discussed the expression in terms of the energy, probability distribution function. So there you find the energy as kT by 2. And now you have to find this energy in the unit of E by kT. So in place of E, just write this kT by 2. So it will be only revealing 1 upon 2, that will be 0.5. So this will be your answer. Now there was this question, it was given the electron of mass m is in a long wire. So you need to find the most probable speed. So by just seeing this we can say that it is in 1D, and we know in the 1D case most probable speed is 0. So you can directly write the result. Now this is a very important question, you must see this and pay attention. Consider a uniform distribution of particles with volume density n in a box. The particles have an isotropic velocity distribution with constant magnitude v. The rate at which the particles will be emitted from a hole of area A on one side of this box is. So what the question is saying, you have this kind of box and there is gas inside, and there is this hole in this z direction and this side on this side, and this number density of the particles inside is small n, and you need to find that at what rate these particles are emitting from this hole. So the rate will be equal to whatever the rate at which they are colliding with this side. So that will be equal to the emitting rate. So how can I find the particles who are colliding with this z? So the rate of colliding per unit area per unit second, if we can find, then we just multiply this area with that and it will give you the total number of particles striking. So how can I find using the probability function? So see, this is number of, this will give you the rate of collision in the z direction, because the particles in the x and y direction will not contribute, and the particles in the minus z direction will not contribute to this collision or the emission. That's why we are taking only those particles which are going in the 0 to z direction, means the plus z direction, and the vz. So this will give you the collision rate per unit area per unit second. How? This is the number of fractions of particles who are in the moving in vz direction, and this is the speed in the vz direction, and this is the number of particles per unit volume. This will give you meter per second, and it will give you particles divided by meter cube. So meter cube, 1 meter will cancel out, it will give you meter square here, and per second, so meter square per second you are getting per unit area per unit second, and number of particles you already have. And this probability is just taking the particles out of all the particles, those particles moving in the z direction. So this complete function will give you the number of particles hitting or the colliding this wall per unit area per unit second. So let's calculate this value, and just substitute this value of fvz, and this will be m by 2 kt 1 by 2 and exponential minus. We know in the one dimension how this function is defined, we just use that formula. And now we'll integrate for 0 to infinity in the z direction only, dvz. Now this is 0 to infinity, that's why this expression can be calculated, and we know the integral formula for this, and this will give you this. 1 upon 2 alpha, means that was the formula maybe. Now the collision rate will be equal to n upon 2, and now this means this is in 1 power and this is in half power, so it will give you 2 kT by pi m. You just can see easy calculation it is. So just multiply by 2 here, and under root, inside under root it will be 4, so it will be 8 kT by pi m. Now what is this 8 kT by pi m under root? This is nothing but average speed in the 3 dimension. So this will be n by 4 average speed. Now this is the number of particles hitting per unit area per unit second, and that is equal to the number of particles emitting per unit area per unit second. So for the area A, just multiply with A, you will get the particles emitting from area A. So emitting particles will be NVA divided by 4. So I hope you understand this question. This is a very important question. Many type of question can be framed from here. Very important concept. So the C option will be correct. So in the next lecture, we'll discuss some more questions and some concepts. So that's it for today. Thank you everyone.